Unite the clans. Enoch. Let's go. Yo. Take me back to my reversion. Unite the clans. I give thanks to each person. It's that same holy water that we immerse in. It's that same tradition that we and divided they win. They ignited in their plans and divided.
Reenact that whole thing.
Ryan Grant, Rick, Verity, Flanders, Eric Sammons. Shout out to my boy, John Arrington. Avoid Babylon. I got love for Anthony and Rob. Speak on. If you tried, you're persecuted. The same for the weak heart. Our rules go way back before the Genesis, the Greek ark, sweetheart. Yeah, this a mass of the ages. Shout out to Bishop Athanasius, Father Dave Nix, Red Pill, we out the Matrix. Haters, yo, I got love for the basic cat.
What's going on, everybody?
Long time no see.
It's a great intro.
Feels like
video.
It really is a great intro. I'm glad you played that little quick video, though, because it reminded me of some of the stuff we did. Like, we really should have done this on Monday when it was fresh in our heads, because I came home excited, you know?
I especially like the part of the video where Anthony tells people I was in the IRA. That's probably my favorite part of it.
You can't really hear it, though.
It was at that moment I decided never to go to Northern Ireland with Anthony.
I actually
For the record, I am not now, nor have I ever been a member of the Irish Republican Army.
I was yelling in the bar, "Let's fight the Protestants." Like I was getting
are there any Proddies here? Are there any Proddies
here? The guy had a Bible under the bar, and I'm like, if that's a King James, we're throwing hands, bartender. Let's go. Oh man, what a fun weekend, dude. I had a great time. So all right, everybody, hit like, subscribe. You know the routine. I don't feel like doing all that, but we do have an amazing special guest that we're going to introduce right now. He's waiting in the green room. This is huge, everybody. Are you ready? Go ahead, Rob. Bring him on. Everybody meet Poopy Chungus.
What's up, everybody?
Wow, that was the most anti-climactic.
Wow.
I don't know why I was
All the
hyped
build up
up.
for that.
Wow.
All right. So Poopy Chungus does not want his face to be seen because he works a job where I don't think it would be appropriate for him to do that.
I also
So-
think he probably just doesn't want to be associated with us.
With us, yeah.
I mean, do you
Actually,
blame him
running
though?
for public office.
Totally understandable.
Marco says that is not Matt Fradd. First off, I saw today that Matt Fradd's got a couple of guests booked that I gotta tell you, I'm not so, whatever.
Ooh.
It's fine.
Ooh.
I think Lofton's one of them, right?
Yeah, he's got Lofton on the list. Yeah, I'm good.
Lofton's been
All
on
right.
my show.
Yeah, I know, but that was earlier on. I think we got to pick a new Catholic celebrity to harass. I think the Matt Fradd obsession is
So
run its
a lot,
course.
I've noticed a lot of the channels that kind of bridge the gap between like the normie Catholics and the trads are kind of like hyping Lofton up recently, and it's kind of interesting. Like I've seen that Brian Holdsworth dude talking about him, and
Yeah, because they're all
even
dying
Gospel
to
T
find
is.
a way to combat the trads. And Michael Lofton's the only one nervy enough to actually go toe-to-toe with the trad. You got to give the guy respect for that, right? I mean,
no, absolutely
Not
not.
really.
look, all the other guys. All right, look, if you look at like Catholic Answers and you look at guys like Brian Holdsworth, all those guys are just watching this trad movement swell, and they're all afraid to say anything because they'll get attacked by
Are
the
they
mob.
though? Because they don't seem afraid usually.
I think they're all like, wait a minute, what's going on? We don't want to say anything about the Pope, but they have a lot of crossover audience, so they have to be very careful what they say, and they're tiptoeing. And I think Lofton is showing them that there is an audience for people who don't want, like people
Fradd
speaking against the
strategy.
Pope.
Yeah, that's right.
Avoiding Anthony Fradd strategy.
Hey, we forgot to give a shout out to my boy Brickalodian over here. What's up,
Brick?
What's up, Brick? What's up, Brickalicious? How you doing?
Brickalicious.
You got
I'm
a
good.
lot of
I'm
bottles
good.
of water there, bro.
Dude, I tell you, I'm a thirsty person. I
Gotta
just
stay hydrated.
you got the Fago, Michigan favorite. But
Yeah.
I'm good. I slept a lot Saturday, and then I slept a lot more on Sunday, and then I slept a lot Monday because you wore me out big time.
Yeah. So this whole thing
Especially
started.
Anthony.
I worked a night shift Thursday night. I went in at midnight. Had to be at work at midnight. I got done at like 7 a.m. Shot home. Joe Boca met me at I think 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock he met me in my house, and I just went straight through, no sleep, nothing. Just jumped in the car, left at 10 a.m. And then we got to, what time did I get there, Mark? 7?
Yeah, about 7 o'clock.
About
Sounds
7?
right. Yeah.
So it was like and I guess that's I guess we left at 11. I think we left at 11. So it was an 8-hour drive. 8-hour drive. We got there, and right the second we got there, I ran into Mark's arms, hugged him. I was crying. It was all terrible.
It was right out of the Notebook. It was raining.
Yeah. What I really did was I go to pull my suitcase out of the trunk, and I opened it earlier to get a shirt out. And when I pulled it out of the trunk, my laptop, everything just smashed on the ground. I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. The whole suitcase emptied out on the floor right behind the truck. I was dying when you said awake for 25 hours and all said and tweeting for 23. Yeah. I was a little tipsy that night. And I made one like typo in one of my tweets. Everybody's like, you're drunk. So then I just started fake drunk tweeting all night.
Yo, he actually was not drunk. He was just really excited.
Yeah.
And tired at the same time.
Yeah. And so like he was excited to see us because this was the first time we'd all met up in person since we started podcasting and stuff. And then, you know, we actually did end up kidnapping Matt Fradd. I couldn't believe that one. He's walking away with Matt Fradd to go get I'm telling the story early. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, dude. You're doing a good job.
We get into the place. We say hi to Matt, and Anthony starts in on him right away. He's a friggin' meatball right away. He just goes off, you know? And he's like, yo, you owe me a beer. You owe me a beer. Matt, bro, you responded to my tweet that you were going to buy me a beer. And,
I'm not from Boston. He's doing a Boston accent.
Around. Yeah, I know. I don't know how to do
good accents. It's the same
accents.
thing.
So the next thing I know, Matt comes out and says, he hands him a $20 bill. He says, here's your beer. And Anthony was like, you are going to take me, purchase the beer for me and put it in my hand. So we start
This guy tries to hand me a 20. He tries to hand me a 20. I go, what are you out of your mind? I'm like, no.
I start walking away and Jason's filming all this. And I'm like, holy crap, we really did kidnap Matt Fradd. I start thinking of all the legal defenses in my mind of what I'm going to say in court. And
while I'm sitting in front of the place talking to him, I'm like, I want to tell you the story, but I can't tell you the story. Rob's not here because Rob wasn't there yet. All right. So the other thing is
another 2 hours.
Before we even go, I get a text from Rob Thursday, or was it Wednesday? You texted me Wednesday.
No, I think it was Thursday. It was Wednesday.
It was Wednesday.
Thursday, something like that.
No, it's Thursday morning. Thursday morning, Rob texts me and he goes, "Look, I'm breaking it to you. I don't want to tell the other guys. I'm going to make sure I tell you first. I can't make it." He goes, "It's a 16-hour drive. There's no way I could do it. I got to be at work on Monday. I'm so backed up on work." I'm like, it felt like I got kicked in the gut. Like I wanted to throw up. So I'm like, there's no way. I call Mark. I'm like, dude, this kid can't make it. What are we going to do? Me and Mark threw some money together. We helped Rob get a plane ticket. Yep. We put some money together. And we helped Rob get a plane ticket. Rob books a flight that morning and flies out to Steubenville. We got him a round trip flight. We was very.
I would have sold my car. You were going on that trip. If I had to fly out,
you think I should have held out for more?
Minnesota.
You could have got it, dude.
You were going on that trip,
dude. There was no way you were not coming on that trip.
Mandatory work retreat.
All right, so Jake, Mark's a lawyer. Brick, what do you do?
I teach driver's ed to teenagers.
He teaches driver's ed. Rob's an accountant, and I'm a New York construction worker, bro. Very, very stereotypical. Biz, do you want to talk about what you do?
Not really.
Nah. He works for me.
I work for a living.
Family had a lot of buffers.
He's a buffer for me.
Gainful employment.
I'm a money collector.
Yeah. So when all right. So now we're down there, and I'm talking to Matt, and I'm like, Matt, I want to tell you the story, but I can't because Rob's not here. So Rob's flight gets in at 8:30. We're down now. Steubenville every first Friday has this street party. Like, it's really a cool thing. Like, we could not have picked a better thing to meet up at. Like, they have this wild street party with vendors in the street and food carts and live music. There's a band playing there. Plus, Fradd was opening the cigar shop. So we all get down to the street fair at like 8 o'clock. Rob gets there about 9:30. So I'm talking to Matt at like 8:30. First, I didn't want to bother him because there was so many people waiting to talk to him, and he just happened to walk out.
He didn't want to bother him. Yeah,
didn't want to bother him.
At first, I didn't want to be a fanboy. Like, I don't want to be that guy.
Well, so I don't know how to break this to you, Andrew.
So he winds up coming out, and Mark actually started talking to him first. And I just turned around and seen him there. I was like, all right, here we go. And I just unleashed on him.
The funny thing before that is, before you guys got there, I was there for the ribbon cutting. Like, there was like a big whole ceremony and whatnot. And I happened to be standing right next to Matt, and I said, listen, in about 20 minutes, this loud Italian fellow is going to walk up to you, and I'm not sure if you do your own social media, but he's going to ask you for a beer. And the person he gave me was like, who are you? Should I know who you are? Should I know who he is? I'm like, that'd be great. No joke.
You know that
Cigar. I'm just talking to the GK Chesterton lookalike guy, and I just hear Anthony walk through the door. I'm on the other side of the humidor with like 60 people between me and him, and I hear only Anthony talking, and it's so loud.
Rob heard me from the airport, so I don't know.
I did legitimately hear you from a block away with the live band right there.
Yeah, no. Listen, I'm a loud guy. I don't know what to tell you. My microphone's on 0 right now. You guys are hearing me,
So when Anthony drives up, we first see him. He rolls the window down. He says hi to us, like as at just a regular volume. Lights start coming on down the street. People start looking out their windows. Like, he's a boisterous guy.
Yeah, Matt comes out. Well, first we went in and we go into the bar and we all do. We meet up. It's me, Mark, Jason, Robbie Brown, Joe Boca, and Brick. And we go into the bar and we do a shot of tequila and we all get a drink. So I'm a little revved up. Like, I'm a little revved up when I meet Matt, Like, I'm already 3 drinks in and I'm like, all right, let's go. We're going to meet Matt. When I finally meet him, I'm like, all right. All right, look, you owe me a beer, first off. I'm like, let's get that out of the way. I'm like, but there's also a little history here, and I don't want to tell you because my podcast partner's not here, and I don't know. I feel wrong telling you when he's not here. Kind of feels like I'm cheating on Rob right now. Like, I probably should. And I start to tell him, like, no, I can't tell you. I can't. So then he tries to hand me a 20. He goes inside, gets cash to get a 20 to just get rid of me, and he tries to give me a 20. I go, you think you're getting rid of me by paying me off? I'm like, you're not.
Jake,
you're taking me to get me a beer.
Right
Let's go. Yeah. I go, you're taking me to get me a beer.
Bachelorette party.
So the thing is, look, when I meet a celebrity, I'm like, celebrity. He's Matt Fradd. Relax. Like, when you meet somebody, when I meet somebody, I want them to remember me. Like, I want them to go,
oh, there's no issue there.
I like to make a big impact on a first impression. I have a big presence. So you always think like the person's going to either go, all right, call the cops and get this guy away, or he's going to go, you're really funny. You should come and hang out with me. I almost got the cops called on me. I mean, I harassed them. Then later on, we wind up seeing him again when Rob's with us. He just happens to be walking down the street as we're coming back, and he knew I was waiting for Rob to get there. So Rob gets there, and he walks up to us out of nowhere, and he goes, oh, is this your friend? I'm like, yeah, it is. So he winds up taking another picture.
He goes, is this the guy?
Yeah. He goes, is this the guy? I'm like, yes, it is. But so now Matt's with his kids, and his kids are there. And I go to his son. I'm like, so you have an Australian accent too, man? I did the worst Australian accent ever. It It was so bad.
It was terrible.
It was so bad.
I didn't know that.
Oh my god!
I will say
Godfather
this
is definitely harder than it seems.
for the record, Matt Fradd, super nice guy. I mean,
Yes,
Yeah,
100%.
very chill,
Very nice.
very chill guy.
He
and,
hung out with us multiple times that night.
Yeah,
Like, he
very
wasn't-
much more approachable
like,
than I
we're-
thought he was going to be.
We're joking around like he was trying to get around. He really wasn't. He was very
Yeah.
friendly. He was hanging out. He hung out multiple times that night for like several minutes. Like it wasn't like he was just like, all right, get these weirdos away from me. He hung out. We talked for a while. Like it was very nice.
Yeah.
And so I got to meet his kids. I was talking to his kids for a little bit. His kid does do a great Australian accent, and
I will say, you want to know what this last weekend really kind of reminded me of is something that I think it's easy to forget, especially since coronavirus did everything it did, is the importance of face-to-face fellowship with your Catholic brothers and sisters. It's so important, and it's easy to think, I mean, because we went so long sort of without it in a lot of cases. But if you've got, ladies, get together with your girlfriends, guys, get your guy friends together, go out for a weekend and just enjoy the Catholic fellowship. There's so much to that, man. I can't stress it enough.
The coolest part about this podcast is who we met. It's like we made like real life friends. Listen, this was a very like a bro weekend. Like we had so much fun. So I'll get back to that night, but like the next morning, we wake up and we were like, it was to this point. First off, when Rob got there, like the excitement I had when I saw Rob.
You almost strangled me.
Yeah, dude, I never hugged a friend like that in my life. Like I was so excited to see you. Now, Joe's with me too, but so we wind up going back to the house that night. We were up late. Like we were exhausted. We were up talking all night. So we got Poopy Chungus on with us. He winds up coming the next day. So we'll get into that. But
what I thought was cool. Yeah, I was going to say Brick coming was one of the cooler things for me. Because he's, we've all talked for months, once or twice a week for months, all of us doing the podcasting. But, Brick, for the most part, is in the chat watching us. And he decides to make the drive to come hang out. That's pretty sweet.
It was really awesome that he did. And he hung out. Like, he came back to the Airbnb with us. And we all hung out at the Airbnb all night. Like, it was like, he was a trooper, man. And then, so the next morning we wake up and I'm like it was such a like everybody hanging out. It was like there was nothing to it that was it was just hanging out and excitement. And Mark comes down the stairs and goes, "What are you guys doing?" We're like, "Nothing." He goes, "Break out your rosaries. Come on, joyful mysteries right now." And
first I tried to burn the place down. Then we prayed. The joyful mysteries.
So Mark says, break out the rosary, joyful mysteries right now. And there was 5 of us. We each did a decade. It was actually perfect. Then Jason, Mark, Rob, and I all take a ride to the cathedral. And
it turned out not to be the cathedral.
It wasn't the cathedral. We thought it was. But and then we go to adoration for a half an hour. You guys brought a spiritual aspect to it that it really made it like such an amazing weekend. You know what I mean? It wasn't just meet up with your friends and hang out and have fun. Like there was such a spiritual component to it of seeing friends that we've known for months online, seeing each other like this, then finally seeing each other face to face, having real, like a real friendship happen, and then making it Catholic, like really Catholic.
It was a light retreat.
It was a light retreat, and it was like half retreat, half making fun of Anthony for not knowing how to say gyro.
Oh yeah,
what was that,
guys? You gotta love this. We go to a Greek restaurant there in town, and if you live in Steubenville, you know the spot.
And
we go in
it's
there.
Got all the signs of a good Greek place.
And he goes in there and he starts ordering a gyro, and I thought
we all died.
I said,
what it's called?
I said, everything you did with Matt Fradd, this dwarfs all of that in terms of embarrassment. I'm outie.
No, I'll still never
anymore.
call it anything but a gyro. It's a gyro. And my argument is, would you say gyroscope or gyroscope? It's a gyro.
It's,
no, because they're two different.
I don't think the Greeks
they're two different things.
Wait, what'd you say, Biz?
I don't think the Greeks invented the gyroscope, so I don't think it translates.
No, the French did.
Oh yeah, we discussed this. That's right. I remember.
All right,
Luminous Mother
everybody,
says gyro. Oh
Yeah.
no!
everybody
Oh, no.
in the chat, let me know if you say it.
like
Nobody's gonna
gyro.
agree with me.
like
Rob,
Richard
no.
Gyro.
Rob, can
Oh,
you
no.
put a poll on this, Rob?
We
Yeah,
go in
hold
there, and Rob orders a Euro sandwich, and I'm like, "What the hell's a Euro sandwich?"
I
What
thought
is
you were
the gyro
just
even a
joking.
sandwich?
I'm like, "What's a Euro sandwich?" I'm like, "I want a gyro."
Gyro.
The lady behind the counter goes, "What did you just say?" I'm like, "I want a gyro." She's like, "We will get in trouble if we call it that." I'm like, "Well,
Like, are
I'm
you
from
trying
New
to
York.
say gyro?
I'm from New York, and I've never heard it called anything but a gyro, so I don't know what to
So-
tell you."
Was the meat like on the pole and like the dude shaving it off and everything?
Yeah.
Yep.
That-
So
that's where
Brandon
it's
says
at.
it. Brandon
Like,
says
if you got-
gyro.
If you're at a street taco place or you're at a Greek place, you know it's going to be good when the meat's just sitting on like a rod vertically and they're just shaving it off with a knife.
So okay, so that's true, but let me tell you, there's a special place in Tarpon Springs, and I cannot remember the name of it, but they make their own gyro log. They make it from scratch. Tarpon Springs, Florida, best Greek food you've ever had in your life. The whole place like a little Greek enclave, and it's amazing. But yeah, go just ask for the place where they make their own gyros, and they'll direct you to that.
It's a gyro.
Dude, Anthony's comment was pretty hilarious.
Which
He
one?
said, "Did this
What
set
did
the
he say?
schism back another 500
Yeah,
Oh
Brandon.
my goodness.
Here's the thing, guys. You don't say Los Angeles with an accent. Here's what I say.
It all
If-
starts with an Italian.
Los
like-
Angeles.
ending, I swear.
It's like when an American person says, "I went to Peru." Like you wouldn't say that. I went to Peru. I went to Mexico.
Right.
No, it's a gyro. I'm sorry. You guys are trying to teach me about culture. You're from Minnesota.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're done
thank
with
you.
that.
Anyways, back to the trip.
Anyways, those Yingos were really, really good, though.
Thank you, Jake. Look, thank you, Jake. I appreciate it. I'm not gonna say I went to Peru, I went to Mexico. No, I'm not gonna talk. I'll get punched in the face if I do that. It's cultural appropriation. You say it's cultural appropriation. I don't want to hear it.
You know, speaking of which, Joe's not on the show right now.
Yeah, where is Joe?
He
Joe
all
He's
did
right.
one
probably
trip,
punching-
right?
he's probably
There's a little
punching
story
somebody.
to that. So, Joe. First off, I feel terrible because all right. So Joe, I'm not going to say anything personal, but he went to mass in the city last night and then went out on a date last night.
Let's go.
So he asked me, where should I take the girl out in the city? And I tell him where to take
Did
her.
you go get some gyros? I hope not.
No, I told him to take her to an Italian restaurant. So he takes her to an Italian place. This is the best Italian joint in New York City. But it's expensive. So this kid has to drop. This kid dropped $300 on a first date last night.
There's so many red
But
flags.
he enjoyed that food, boy. This kid dumped $300 on a first date, man. Oh, I felt so good for him. But the food is phenomenal. I told him, I'm like, listen to me, the atmosphere is amazing. I'm like, look, your first date, you take a girl out and you bring her to somewhere nice. The second date, she's getting a dirty water dog on the corner of the city. I don't know what to tell you. You always
Dirty
wanna make
water
a good-
dog.
A dirty
Yeah,
water
you know,
dog.
you get a
Yeah,
freaking
dirty water hot
in the-
dog, man.
in the
That's what
filthy
they do
water.
in New York.
Like,
That's
she's
it.
getting $1 slice on date 2, but date 1, you have to make an impression. We'll show it. On Wednesdays, I come on the show,
Oh,
have a couple of
please
beers, and spill the
do,
beans
Jake.
about the
Yes.
people who we have.
Wow.
We have interviewed. You can come on now, Jake. You want the link?
Jake, for episode, if you want to interview somebody crazy for episode 3, that'll get all wide-eyed and like Charlie and It's Always Sunny explaining the Pepe Sylvia thing. Come on my show, man, for episode 3. I'll give you some I'll give you some content, bro.
I'm sending Jake
Rob.
the link. If Jake wants to come on, he can.
What?
Has the Matt Fradd not knowing the Godfather reference been discussed yet?
No, it has
so
not.
So far, my wife has said
Too loud. So loud.
so loud, OMG, so loud.
Now I properly know what she goes through every day.
She has no idea how much of a part of the show she is every week when she texts me and I show everyone.
No, I always thought that was just a bit you two did until I met you in person, and that even I was ready to start texting you too loud.
Listen, my whole life, I've been having people tell me I'm too loud. Yes, poor Nicole indeed. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Ironically, or I should say unironically, you also describe your whole life as one giant, how do you call it? What do you say? One giant
Here's the thing.
Scream for attention.
Cry for attention. I have 8 siblings.
For attention.
I have 4 brothers and 4 sisters, right? So my whole life, I'm a third child. So like, what do you do when you're 14?
I also think there are some cultures that are just louder. My wife is Latin, and man, like sometimes I have to tell her, honey, I'm in the car next to you. I'm right next to you. Like, why are you angry? She's like, I'm not angry. I'm just talking. She has this saying, I'm not loud. I'm Cuban.
All right, I'm texting my wife right now.
You know, all the Catholic cultures do tend to be louder because of all the kids that everyone has to speak.
That's probably what it is. That's
so now my wife is Mexican, and we just yell at each other. That's just our love language.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Well, no. When you have 8 siblings, you do need to. So it's not the loudness that I would do for attention. It's the obnoxious things I would do, I always
starting a fight with proddies.
Yeah, like things like that. Like always, like I need to be the center of attention all the time. I gotta start a YouTube channel so everybody notices me. Like I'm like,
finally, you admit it.
Oh, I'm a narcissist, dude. Are you want me to do?
No, you are not a narcissist.
No, I hope not.
You're too generous, and you're too like you have one of those personalities where you can't. If I'm ever feeling depressed or just down in the dumps, I'm just gonna call you, dude, because it's impossible to be in a bad mood around Anthony.
Dude, I don't know. I think Joe overdosed on me. By the time we got home, we spent 19 hours in the car together.
It's possible he may have crashed after you, right? Because
that poor kid. Like on the ride home, dude, the funniest thing was this was Joe on the ride home. So we're first of all, we're listening to murder podcasts the whole way home, but Joe would be on his phone like this and he'd put the phone down and then 2 seconds later pick it back up. And I just look over and I'm like, oh, dude, I'm addicted to my phone, but I never seen anything like this, man. Like he puts it down like he's like in his head, you could see him saying, I gotta get off this thing. And then he picks it right back up.
You didn't have to try to date with the cell phone though. You know, you were way before that. So
yeah, that's got to be weird, right? You're going out with a girl and both of you are checking your phones and stuff. Like if I touch my cell phone at dinner with my wife, she'll kill me.
Mary, we were talking about temperaments a lot this week
because exactly what Anthony is.
Mary, so listen, I did not know anything about temperaments, Mary. Like I knew nothing about them. So we're sitting down and Rob starts saying Joe's melancholic. Rob is I remember. Don't tell me you're wait, I just told my wife.
Jake, what I was reading your comment about dating must be hard now. I've been thinking for a long time that what trad cats need are like what they have in the Jewish religion. They have the yentas, the matchmakers. We need that because dating's got to be.
All right, so Jake, I met my wife in high school. So, I met my wife in middle school, but so Rob's phlegmatic and
phlegmatic, but yes,
it's not phlegmatic.
Phlegmatic.
Oh, phlegmatic and part choleric.
No, melancholic.
Melancholic, and your wife is melancholic with phlegmatic.
Phlegmatic,
okay, so that's it. Okay, so now I never knew what this was. Now Rob.
Yeah, so that's a new complication to dating. You now have to ask.
I get it. Okay, that's actually really funny. Now you have to ask, have you always been a female? So Rob reads me what a sanguine is, or a sanguine, whatever it is, right?
Sanguine. Uh-huh.
Sanguine, and I'm like, oh, it's like desperately wants everybody to have a good time, would be a great host of a party, like all these things. And I'm like listening to this weekend of me like, no, dude, like I gotta make sure everybody's laughing. I gotta make sure everybody's having a good time. It was literally describing me the whole weekend, you know? Very funny, man.
No, that was awesome.
So, all right. So now we get into Saturday. Now, Saturday,
did we want to tell the horsehead story first?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I want to hear the horsehead story.
Since I'm the one accused of it.
Let Rob tell the story because I blamed it on him.
so Matt Fradd comes up to me, looks over at Anthony and goes, "Is this the guy?" And you know, yes, of course I was. So Anthony then starts trying to tell him the story, but he's kind of tripping over his words. And eventually he just goes, "The way I see it, you have 4 options. You can either come on our show, we can come on yours, you can air one of our episodes on your channel, and he points over at me. He goes, this guy said something about you might find a horse head in your bed.
Dead serious. Dead serious. I go, Matt, you got 4 options. I'm like, we're either coming on your show, you're coming on ours, you're airing an episode of trivia on your channel, or my friend over here just, I don't know, he made a threat about leaving a horse head in your bed. I don't know what he meant by it. And I was hoping
Matt would, I can't predict the future. I'm just saying.
I was hoping Matt would get the Godfather reference, and I don't think he's ever seen the Godfather.
Yeah, at that point, it was very clear he had no idea.
Yeah, dude, he got like very concerned. And then his son walks up, and I'm like, "Hey, mate! Hey, mate! What's up, mate? Crikey!"
Oh my goodness!
Rob just dips away down an alley. He's like, "I gotta go."
Oh, it was so bad.
Funny about the alley. Never mind. I saw a joke come out of an alley at like 11:30. It was the weirdest thing. You like literally like came out of the alley from darkness to light.
I was pumped the second we got down there. The second we got there, I was bouncing. I'm like, "Come on, guys, let's go. We're going to have a good time." First off, everybody was kind of like a little like just, well, everybody had just flown in. Everybody drove in. Like, everybody was kind of just like exhausted from traveling, you know? So, like, I was too. I had worked, like, I had been up for 20 hours, but I was so excited to meet you guys. Like, I was so pumped about meeting you guys, man. Like, I had such a fun time with you guys.
Yeah.
Like, I said it while we were there. I was like, you know, like, I have a lot of friends. Like, you guys will be lifelong friends. I have no doubt about that. Like, we'll be lifelong friends. We're gonna do a once a year thing where we all meet up. Kids, we gotta go. They're trying to put a horse head in my bed. It's a good comment, Bob.
Let me ask a question to the audience. If we held an event once a year, and you know, it had events for, like, you know, the audience could all come meet out. You all bring your families. We would have speakers or something like that. We would do a live show. Like, would that be something you guys would be interested in coming to do? I mean, if it's totally hypothetical.
Other than Brick, clearly Brick was.
Brick and Biz. Yeah. So I was gonna say, Joe dips to go to the gym on Saturday when we were at Adoration and stuff, and I've known Biz for probably like 2 months. I met Biz through Joe on Twitter. Like, I just thought he was really, really funny. So, all of a sudden, Joe texted me. He goes, "Yo, I'm bringing Biz through." I'm like, "Yeah, tell him to come to the house." Like, I wanted him to sleep over and stay there with us. I didn't care, you know. And we wound up going to. So Biz winds up hanging. We'll get into what we did Saturday night and the conversation and all the things that went down on Saturday night. But even on Sunday, I texted Jake. I go, "Jake, I need a Latin mass. Do you know the times in Steubenville?" So he tells me the times in Steubenville. They weren't going to work. He goes, "Go to Pittsburgh on your way home," and he gives me the churches in Pittsburgh and the times to go. So we texted Biz. Biz lives close, somewhere commutable to where we went. So he winds up meeting us at Mass the next day. I met Biz's wife, his kids. His kids are freaking adorable. Dude, your kids are... Dude, I was sitting behind you at Mass, and your son was so freaking cute during Mass. I was having a hard time paying attention.
I look back and Anthony's got his head in his hands.
Your
like,
wife
this
is
guy's
beautiful.
Either penitential or trying not to be distracted right now.
Dude, your son was so freaking cute. Your kids are adorable, and your wife is gorgeous. You're a very lucky man, dude. Like,
yeah, I don't deserve any of it. I actually deserve to get beat up for the most part.
Well, me and Biz were talking about me and Biz were talking about just like our wives' journeys and like just kind of our wives' spiritualities and stuff. It's like there's no greater gift God could give you than a woman who is who has faith. You know what I mean? It's such a blessing to have.
Can I tell you guys a crazy story? When me and my wife met and when we started dating, neither one of us were practicing. We weren't really religious. It wasn't something that was even on our horizon. So when I reverted, like, that could have gone very badly because, you know, that's not what she signed up for. She, you know, I didn't, when I started dating you, you weren't really religious. Now you're really religious, bro. She was like, "You lead, I follow, man." No,
yeah,
it was no sweat. And it's just beautiful. I mean, I feel so blessed that every time I've ever felt God's call to lead our family in a certain direction, where we're going to go to church, you know, where we're going to live, things like that. My wife is always like, you know, I'm on board. You lead, I follow. She's amazing. And I hope you guys get to meet her one day.
Yeah, I want to meet everybody's wives. Like, so we have Hope is in our group chat, Carissa's in our group chat. My wife and Mark's wife aren't in them. Hang on. So I was actually just going to text what my wife has been texting me. I was putting it in the thing. I was going to put it in, but she said it's actually not normal how loud you are screaming. We can't hear the TV. Can you please shut up?
I think the next step in the growth of this podcast is Anthony soundproofing that room.
Dude, I need a garage studio. Like, this basement studio is not working. Thank you, my love.
Margot, you're in my
I'm very
prayers.
mad, my daughter said.
I go back to what I'm saying about the matchmakers. You know, those Jewish sects that have the matchmaker thing, their divorce rate is like 5%.
On what, so Catholic match?
No, it's like the Jewish yentas that do the matchmaking thing. It's kind of like an arranged marriage, but not really.
It's so awkward, Rob.
Because you have a say in it, right? It's not a totally arranged marriage where you have no say, but you have a say in it. But you are fixed up by the people who know you better than you know yourself.
Oh, I have two friends. They're both Italian, like very Italian, like. Parents just came over in their first generation here, and they were very, very awkward guys, but their families set them up with their paisans family, and they put them together. They both got these girls that are way out of their league, but they have great marriages. They and these are very traditional Italian families. Like they're very into, they go to mass every week and stuff. And these are families that they'll never break up.
Because typically speaking, if you're dating in like your late teens, early 20s, you don't really know enough about yourself, I think, to know. I certainly didn't at 21, 22 years old know how to pick a good partner.
No, but I'll tell you this. All right. So I've been with my wife since we're 15, right? What happens is you grow old together, and there's no surprises there, right? So it's like, there's, as loud as I'm being and all the things she's texting me, like, she knows me. And like, there's nothing about me that she's like, I've been with my wife longer than I haven't. So I'm 40. Yeah. We've been together for 25 years at this point,
That's beautiful.
It's really like, I mean, I have never told a girl other than my wife and my mother, I love you. Those are the only two women in my life I've ever said I love you to. I've never told I never had like a girlfriend serious enough that I said I love you to, other than my wife.
It's probably because they're fake.
There's no such thing as Italian, man. I'm from the Kingdom of Sicily.
I don't have an answer for the bros of this day, but something I am looking forward to is with like the whole traditionalist Catholic movement and us all trying to have as many kids as possible, is we're going to come back to that old world religious society where the families are going to like marry their kids off to like other families, like family friends. That was like how things were for centuries, and eventually it's going to get back to that.
Yeah, I think so. I absolutely think that's true, because you're right. If you want to have a lot of kids, you do kind of need to get married young. But I think in the modern day, like, we don't know enough about ourselves or about reality a lot of times at 20 years old to pick a life mate. And if you had some guidance from some type of a matchmaker apparatus, I think that would benefit a lot of people. I really do.
You think they're getting it, Rob?
It took me a while, honestly.
Never hopeless.
No, that's not me. That's not me, guys. It's Anthony.
Rob, what are you doing, man? Stop doing that. Yeah, exactly. Rob, stop it, man. I have no control over things. Don't let Rob fool you. I have no.
He's right. He's got no control.
See, he throws me off my own show. It's terrible.
Oh man.
No, but that was a blast, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. I wish I had an opportunity to do more stuff like what we did last weekend.
We're going to, though. So listen, all right. So we have two options for next year, right? Mm-hmm. Next year, we're either going to do the symposium, the Blessed Call Symposium in Texas, or we're going to do the Padre Pio Shrine in Pennsylvania. So the Padre Pio Shrine in Pennsylvania, I'm only thinking that might be an option. We might have to fly Rob out again. I might have to figure out.
Close to you? That's
no, because Eddie and Fawaz want to go. My cousin Eddie and Fawaz want to go, and that's about an 8-hour drive for them. It's a 6-hour drive for me, and I'll fly you out again, Rob. I don't care.
What city is it in?
Pennsylvania. It's perfect for you. You're an hour and a half from there. It's
Pennsylvania.
Jake,
okay.
I'd do that. I'd do that.
So, I will always reiterate that if anybody is in Pittsburgh, there is a small chapel in the city that it's called St. Anthony's Chapel, and it houses over 1,000 relics of saints, and it is the largest reliquary outside of the Vatican, and it is incredible.
Where is it?
I have heard that. You're right.
Where is it?
It's in what is it called? It's something. It's on a like all the neighborhoods right there are. It's called something Hill, and I can't remember specifically what hill it is. Give me a sec. I'm gonna look it up.
I keep trying to hit. Yeah. So Jake, I am.
I was all confused.
I thought I heard that. I didn't. Something didn't sound right there.
Doesn't mean it's a state, not a city. But so Jake, I am coming to Chicago. I thought, right? I'm coming to Chicago. You have to get tickets for my wife and me.
Pack a vest, man.
I'll fly myself out, and I will get my own room. But I definitely would like to come to the Chicago event if you're having it there again.
I'm scared to go to Chicago. I'm straight up scared to go.
My wife,
I get invited to a
lunch.
Chicago is fine.
My wife did a year in Chicago.
53rd Street projects.
As long as you stay away from the South Side. My wife went to. All right, Jake. We'll talk on the side. I would. I would love to come with my wife. My wife would love to see Chicago again. So we went to. She went to school at the Institute in Chicago. It was like the Art Institute of Chicago or something. So I used to fly out for a weekend, like twice a month. I would fly out for the weekend and spend the weekend with my wife at her college and then go home. Not Darren. Rob, we can maybe both meet there. That'd be perfect.
Sweet.
Yeah, Angela, we'd love it if y'all. I want to bring the families out. I mean, as much as I love hanging with you guys, I think to get everybody together, get the families, the kids, everything, that would be phenomenal, man. If we could do something.
Yeah, we got to do something.
That's easier said than done. I know because
my kids are older, Mark. So me and you will just have the wives. I think the other guy, Jason and Rob, will have the kids and stuff. But it'll probably like
including
my kids,
a very young child, most likely.
What we would probably do, Mark, is me and you would be able to go do a double date while these guys went back and put the kids to bed, and then we come back. Like we'll book a place together, and then let them deal with the Rugrats, and me and you will go out with our wives to dinner or something while they're dealing with crying babies.
That's beautiful, Jake. That's beautiful.
Mark, can you imagine your Latino wife with Anthony?
I don't know if me and Anthony's wife are going to get a word in edgewise, but yeah.
Dude, I bet you guys will both just be sitting there like shaking your head. Yeah, Fawaz, we were just talking about Pennsylvania for the Padre Pio Shrine for next year. So we'll probably figure that out in the spring.
Could you imagine if Mark and my wives, both being Latinas, got together? They'd probably just start cooking.
Oh,
like they were out of nowhere.
Some Mexican Cuban fusion. Ooh.
I can show you a picture of me 6 months before I got married and 6 months after I got married, and it looks like this guy ate that guy.
Yeah, me too, dude. I'm the same way.
To that.
Oh man, and the cooking
it's always bulking season.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, so Fawaz just had my cousin Eddie over for dinner the other night. I heard they had a good time. But they want to make the drive to the Padre Pio Shrine. I think they're 8 hours from it. I'm about 6. We'll fly Rob out. Mark and Jason, you guys might have to fly up again, and then we can stay at my uncle's house.
Okay.
That freaking mansion my uncle has. It's got 6,000 square feet. We could literally
the Corleone compound.
The Corleone compound. He's got 70 acres with quads and RVs.
Are you still allowed there after the incident?
Armed guards.
Still allowed.
Okay.
Even though I broke one of the quads and put $17,000 damage on it. But yeah, we'll go stay at the compound. He's got a 6,000 square foot house on 70 acres with like quads, ATVs, and he's got side by sides, and it'll be such a good time, man. Ooh, quads, a good day to die. I'm out of here, Jake.
Is the Padre Pio Shrine like outside of Allentown?
I don't know.
Say, Jake.
I
like
gotta look
north
that
of
up.
Philly.
Let me see. Padre. Rob, talk.
While Anthony's looking something up, one thing we did want to bring up tonight is the meaning of Catholic. Actually, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the meaning of Catholic channel on YouTube, but Anthony and I are both big supporters of it, patrons and member of the guild, and it's a lay run apostolate run by Tim Flanders, and he's about over the last year or so been trying to do it full time, which is, I mean,
That's
it's not
not
hard
easy.
to do.
Yeah.
No.
And the thing is, I think Tim's channel is one of the most important Catholic channels on YouTube. Like Tim he's trying to bring back the debate of like Catholic debate in the correct fashion, where acceptable point of views, where you're always in, you're staying within doctrine, but you're allowed to have different points of view. So he brings people on that some people don't like, but he just wants to have the dialogue that the left always says they want to have, but we really do need to have, where there are subjects where you'd have the Dominicans arguing with the Franciscans about how things can be interpreted. Tim is such a stand-up guy, but he is struggling right now. So we never ask you guys to do anything for us. If you guys can, go become a guild member over at Meaning a Catholic. If you can't do that, throw Tim a donation. Help him get through this year. His wife just had a miscarriage. She has a whole bunch of health issues. We might start a fundraiser for Tim. We'll see. But he's definitely going to need some help getting through the rest of this year. So,
and I've grown more in my faith in that channel than almost any. I mean, definitely more than any other channel.
Yeah, he's great content over there. Yeah, that's for
and
sure.
Tim is legit trying to be a saint. Like of all the all of us are, but Tim lives it out. Like Joe Boca, they went to the Catholic Identity Conference. Tim wakes up, he prays the Liturgy of the Hours every day. He doesn't like he.
Well, Joe knows because Joe slept on Tim's hotel room floor. So
yeah. So Tim told him he could stay with him. Like he's just such a genuine guy. I really love Tim. Like I consider him a real friend. I love the guy. So so his wife did lose the baby, and not just that, she had like internal bleeding. Like his wife really had a lot of health issues.
They almost lost her.
Yeah. So we never ask you guys for anything for us. Me and Rob do this, and it costs us money. But when I see a good cause, I always try to push it. The other thing is Robbie Brown, like his fundraiser too. So look, there's a million things to complain about in the church. There's a whole bunch of things where it's like you don't want to give money in the basket because you don't know what the bishops are doing with the money, but you do have to give money. Like giving to the poor, it actually says in scripture that charity with your money, like giving to the poor, actually covers a multitude of sins. Like we do have an obligation to care for the poor, and especially those that we love and that we care for that are in troubled times. So, we figured we just throw that out there. But let's get into Saturday now. So Saturday, I thought they were gonna have the street party again. They didn't.
Nope.
So we take a run to the food store.
Most people would call that a grocery store, but
yeah, a grocery store, same thing. So we go to the grocery store and we all load up on junk food.
It was a Walmart in rural Ohio, and let me tell you, abandon hope, all ye who enter.
I go. Let's get ice cream. Everybody gets their own ice cream, and it's like we loaded up.
No one wanted your creamsicle, dude. Okay.
Oh, Joe had some, dude. We get DiGiorno's. These guys never had DiGiorno.
No, that's
never
not
have it. Never had it.
Mark never had it. Mark never had a DiGiorno.
Wow.
DiGiorno's the bomb, bro.
I'm surprised I didn't even
it's great.
I mean, when I got there to Airbnb, you had like $200 worth of Taco Bell sitting there.
Holy cow!
So when me and Joe came back from dinner, me and him ran into town, do our little bro date. I came back. These dudes, this is how you know there was no females within 100 yards of this house. There was ice cream, beer, DiGiorno, poker, Lincoln Park,
pizza rolls,
and there was no socks, shoes. I think somebody was in their underwear. It was
It was a frat house. Like no joke, a frat house. We had junk food, Lincoln Park playing. Like he's not exaggerating at all. everybody's sitting at the table playing poker, and these guys all have ice cream that they're eating while they're playing poker.
My cards are sticky from the ice cream.
Biz and Joe walk in, and I'm like, guys, grab a beer. They start drinking with us, and we start having this conversation that was like, it was as if Jonathan Pajot sat down with Joe Rogan. They're talking about aliens and skinwalkers and monsters
Operation High Jump.
Yeah, Operation High Jump. Monsters at the edge of the world. Like, we had such an interesting conversation, and I set up the let's see. I'm serious, bud, from helping me raise money to finish my album, helping Rob after he lost his job, and now helping Timothy is great. Bro, this is what, like, I literally, if I needed money, I would ask for it. I don't need anything, but I really do. I want to be there for my friends and the people I love. So that's really the only point in what we're doing right now. So all right. So I set up the camera for this conversation. And I'm like, I'm all geared up. I'm like, all right, it's such a good conversation. It goes on for an hour and a half. We're talking about aliens having the. So
guys, I got a boogie real quick. I'm sorry, guys. God bless you guys. I love y'all.
Dude,
y'all
it's so much fun hanging with you, Mark.
Later.
If you got anything to promote, let me know. Text me and I'll promote it for you.
Thanks, bro.
Good seeing you, Mark.
Bro. So we're geared up. I think this whole conversation is recording. I go to check my phone and my phone's off. I don't know what happened. I wanted to put this hour conversation up on YouTube, and my phone stopped recording. I was so angry.
My favorite part of it is when you and Jason are yelling at each other in the kitchen for about 10 minutes. You, at the end of it, you don't even remember what you're arguing about.
Oh, I do.
In the end, you're just arguing about semantics.
It was
yelling at each other over semantics.
I'm like, typology. I'm like, history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. And I'm like, the Mark Twain quote, history doesn't repeat, it rhymes. And I'm like, these patterns keep presenting themselves. And Jason's just going, yeah, history repeats itself. I'm like, no, it doesn't repeat itself, Jason. It's literally the Mark Twain quote. It doesn't repeat itself. It rhymes. Like, there's things that lay out, but they're not exact. They don't. Yeah, history repeats itself. And he was doing it just to drive me nuts.
Dude. That was so funny.
He was doing it to drive me nuts. And he just sits back and he goes, yeah, dude, it repeats itself. He made me so angry. But then even the alien conversation. So I wasn't understanding something you guys were trying to get across to me. So I'm sitting there and saying, okay, I think there's going to be a psyop about aliens. And you guys are like, yeah, cool. We're not talking about that. We're saying hypothetically, if aliens came, does that actually affect the faith? Like, that was the conversation you guys were trying to have. And I'm like, no, don't believe the psyop when they say there's aliens. They're like, dude, we're talking about something totally different. And I'm just like, being me, insisting I know what to.
I don't think we could have got any more clear on that.
The magnum opus of my argument was whether or not they are real is, do they have a rational soul? And if they do, we would have to baptize them. And if not, then we would treat them as animals, whether or not they're sentient. Because my argument was, because Anthony, you were saying, if they're sentient, then they would have to be baptized. But I was saying, no, that would have to be whether or not they had a rational soul. Because otherwise, it's like dolphins. You know what I mean?
If they're rational beings and sentient, we can know God through reason alone.
But I think sentience and rationality don't directly connect. Is
but
what
you think
it's
you think a creature could create a technology to actually come to our universe without rationality?
I'm not saying yes or no to that. I'm saying that what you were saying is that if they were sentient, and that's what I was directly answering to, that they would have to be baptized. And I was saying, no, they would have to have a specifically rational soul. So like they would have to be able to reason. Mind. They would have to be able to reason good and evil, sin, being fallen, like Rob said, all of those things.
Okay,
like
so
we do.
All right, yeah, and I was saying if they're in the universe, so like when Adam and Eve fall, it's not just Earth that falls; creation falls.
Right.
Right. All of creation falls.
Right. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
If they're in creation, and like, so Joe said to me, he's like, yeah, but the angels are in creation; they don't fall. But no, but they had a choice, right? So like when Adam and Eve fall, all of creation falls. So it's not like just Earth falls. It's the whole universe falls. That's why there's black holes and stars crash into each other and things like that, because that's the consequences of a fallen world. So, or a fallen creation.
As far as like where I'm going with the whole rational soul / like fallen state is like essentially look at it like we would with like creating AI that can, you know, do the things that it does. And what is it like even in vitro fertilization and things like that, where it's like, you know, like there's an aspect that is outside of what we typically would like what we would extrapolate those things from, like in an animalistic sense. I'm getting distracted by the comments. I'm not gonna lie.
No, listen to me.
I'm like reading these while I'm trying to talk.
All right, so listen. This is actually one of the funniest comments on here. So if anybody's watching that's never seen, when I'm in Prospect Park, Brooklyn, it's a very Hasidic Jewish neighborhood, and sometimes there's groups of Hasidic Jewish people walking in groups, and I'll just drive by and I'll yell out the window, "Sir, you dropped your wallet." You never saw scrambling like that in your life.
One of the cooler parts of the trip is when Anthony asked a priest at the cigar lounge to give him a confession then and there. Well, now you all know why he needs to do that all the time.
Yeah. So we're at the cigar lounge and a priest is walking out, and I'm like, "Father, will you hear my confession?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Well, I missed Mass Sunday." So he goes, "You don't have to confess your sins to everyone, just me." I'm like, "Oh, God." So he takes me in the car. We actually did a car confession. He had a stolen his car. He was a very, very awesome priest. He actually gave me absolution in Latin. Very cool. He's a traditional priest. I wasn't expecting that.
Speaking of priests in Steubenville, did you guys hear that they're breaking up the Diocese of Steubenville and it's being consumed by
merged
the
with Columbus?
Diocese? Yeah.
Yep.
Merged with Columbus?
Yeah, it's actually good news though, because if you look, like they've like done a lot with the Institute out there. Like they've got like St. Leo's Oratory, and they've got a lot of Latin Mass out there. I think there's an FSSP in like Akron, which I believe is, I can't remember if it's close to Cincinnati, or I'm not an Ohio guy, but yeah. So I mean, they're definitely friendly with them, so it's good.
Brandon says, "I thought Genesis and the fall is all just allegory."
Yeah, well,
we're not word on fire, dude.
We're allowed to, you know, we're
not word on fire. We believe that creation actually fell. Yeah, I mean, were there any other highlights we got to get to? I mean, was there any other high points?
I smoked like 4 cigars and woke up pretty nauseous.
Oh man, Rob told me how to smoke a pipe. I never smoked a pipe before.
Dude, you were smoking that thing like a freaking pothead, dude.
Oh wait, dude! While we're there,
another highlight.
While we're at the street fair, somebody comes up and hands Mark a jar of pot. Mark is like, all right, so Mark's gone now, but Mark's like the nicest guy in the world, and he doesn't know how to say no. And he's like, no, man, I don't want it. The guy's like, no, take it, dude, take it. And he's just like, all right, you know. So he takes it. He hands it to me. We get back to the house, and I'm like, Mark, what am I doing with this? He's like, I don't know. None of us know what happened to the jar of pot.
I do. That's why you guys were all eating pizza and ice cream when I came over.
No, dude, I was gonna take it home and give it to my dad because my dad smokes, and I have no idea where I left it. I don't know if it's in my car somewhere. I don't know if I left it at the house. Maybe I'm gonna get a discount on the Airbnb. Who knows?
Did you see the review she left for you?
No.
Yeah, she said you were a great. She said you were a great guest. Very clean.
Did she really?
Yeah.
Did you guys clean up all the cigar mess that we left all over the place?
Yeah. So, well, Joe didn't know. Joe didn't know that when you stay at an Airbnb, the Airbnb owner can leave you a review.
Really?
Like, yeah, they can leave you. So you.
No, I know that. I didn't know he didn't know that.
He had no idea. So he's like, there was garbage, like all the bags of garbage. And I'm like, so I texted him. I'm like, oh, well, he's like, just leave it, dude. I go, Joe, no, they'll leave you a review. Like, I have like an immaculate 5-star record with Airbnb, you know, because I want people to not worry when they see I'm coming to rent. You know, I want to be able to stay at places. So
it's a good thing neighbors can't leave a review because I know what they would have said.
The guy across the street had to hear us all night.
The fact that we were just drunkenly yelling about family values probably annoying the family next door. We need to raise holy children.
There was a guy across the street.
Did you shut up?
There was a guy across the street that. Oh, wait. There was one point where we're all talking, right? And Joe kept trying to get a point across, and I kept talking over him. And he just looks at me and goes, "Stop talking over me, dude." And I was like, "Oh, my God, I'm so sorry." Like, he snapped on me. I felt so bad. I don't shut up, man. I'm the worst. I really am the worst. Oh, man.
I think the only other thing is, but we kind of like beat it to death on Twitter, is like you went and bought me a beer, and then like 30 seconds after we started talking, you dropped it all over my feet.
I did drop it. And you were like, cut him off. I'm like, no, dude, I just dropped it. Like really? It happened.
Joe bought me a beer when I got there, and I spilled it on him within 10 seconds.
Dude, me and Brick, so everybody left. It was just me and Brick talking, and I was just, asking him about life and stuff, and I just leaned over, and the whole cup just slipped out of my hand, and it just dropped on the floor. I'm like, oh my gosh, man, are you kidding me?
So, did you guys try out any of those pickup lines you had been working on?
That's another thing that happened. Well, we're all standing there, and nobody's talking to the girls, and I'm like, oh man. So I turn around, and there's a group of 4 girls standing there, and I'm like, what's going on with you ladies? You don't have rings? I'm like, aren't Steubenville girls supposed to get married at 16? Like, what's going on over here? I'm like, I'm married. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. I'm like, you guys must have damaged goods or something. We've damaged goods. And then I was trying to just open the door for Brick and Joe, and I don't know. That was on them after that. If I ever run into Anthony, he'll probably drop a beer bottle. I'm like, no, Kaiser, you be my wingman, bro.
Anthony's loud. He's a very nice person. He's not like that.
Joe was too busy sitting over in the corner drinking, going, "I just want to know who the Pope is, man." I just want to know if there is a Pope.
I think people get like the wrong impression of me on Twitter because I'm always trying to make jokes. Like, I'm like everything I say is like sarcastic or trying to make a joke. I'm never serious, but it comes off as snarky.
Holy crap! You mean you're never serious?
That first off, everybody had fun with that. I don't care if you guys say you didn't like it. I popped off at the first one, and I don't even know why I did it. I was just like, "Holy crap! Bruce Willis was dead the whole time." I can't believe how many people reacted to that. I saw the movie 20 years ago. Holy crap! Bruce Willis is dead the whole time. Everybody was like, "That's the best movie. I can't believe you just finally saw it now." Even you responded. You're like, you can't possibly have just seen that for the first time. So then I started the bit, like, spoil movies from 20 years ago. And it was like, holy crap. What was some of the other ones we did?
Edward Norton is Tyler Durden.
Holy crap. Tyler Durden was Edward Norton the whole time. Then Rob pops out. Holy crap. The apes and Charlton Heston were on Earth the whole time. It was just spoil movies from 30 years ago and just act like, holy crap, Anthony actually is an Italian. No, I'm really not. That's the funny thing. Everybody thinks, thank you, Laura. You're the only fan of him, apparently. Everybody else has been giving me a lot of hell for him. And then the other ones, so it was, holy crap, spoil a movie. And then the other one was, wait a minute. The priest used to have his back to the people? Wait a minute. You're telling me there used to be one pope?
Oh.
Wait a minute. They used to say mass in Latin? Holy crap, Norman Bates was his mother the whole time.
See, you get it.
You guys are all pretending you didn't like those tweets. Everybody deep down has chuckled a little bit, at least one or two of them, man. It was just, listen, Twitter is always so toxic, right? It's like, it's always so toxic. Everybody's always like, the Pope, the hierarchy. It's like, dude, oh my gosh, I can't believe Kaiser Sose was the pervert the whole time.
Wait a minute, there used to only be one Pope?
Yeah, that was my favorite. I was typing that out when Raphael sent it to me, and I'm like, Raphael, you literally stole my next. Like, I was in the middle of typing that out. I read ahead. He rises again. Wait, that was one of my other tweets.
It was about the passion. It was
that was one of my tweets. I go, holy cow! Jesus rises at the
end. The one that you
spoilers.
texted me was funny,
but we were afraid people would think it was like sacrilegious or something. I texted one to Rob. I was like, Rob, what do you think? Should I send this? He goes, I don't know, man. I thought it was funny.
I think it would be. I think it's fine. You should say it.
Let me see. I gotta go look through our text.
Put it in private chat at least.
No. It was actually funny. It was fine. It was like, it was silly. Like it wasn't even real. It was like, it was. Let me see. I'll find it. Hang on. Let's see.
I can't believe Judas did Jesus dirty like that. Not cool, bro.
Can't believe Judas did Jesus dirty like that. Not cool, bro. It's just so dumb. Like, so stupid.
The worst part is you've had me sitting there at my computer thinking of these dumb ones too.
Every one of you made fun of me, and every one of you put one out. You guys got nerve. Dude, what was that? What's the one guy he actually blocked the emoji? Is this one of your friends?
You talk about Owen?
Owen, yeah, dude. Owen goes, I gotta clean my timeline, and he muted the stupid emoji I was putting in all the tweets. That was actually made me laugh really hard, man.
He would actually save a couple of minutes just by blocking you.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think he dislikes me. He's just like, holy crap, man, shut up. These are so stupid.
Dude, that's like the best emoji though.
Oh, poor Lauren.
It's his most used one.
I'm so loud. I'm sorry, guys.
That one and the smirking one are my favorites too.
I like the one with just the teeth goes.
Can you just keep doing that?
I like the one with the wide eyes and the one where it's just the teeth gone. Oh man, this is a fun show. I laughed a lot tonight, guys. We got anything else that we want to? Did we miss anything else?
I don't know if we missed any events. I just know, like Mark said earlier, like everything in our culture, it is about tearing us apart. It's about isolating us from each other. And like, if you got to fly halfway across the country to meet some other Catholic guys from Twitter, just do it.
Do it. Yeah. It's sad that this is like our friend. Like, I wish that we all went to the same parish, but we don't. So we have to do a yearly retreat that we're all going to get together. Listen, we're going to do it again next year. And like, we want everybody to come. Like, we'll pick a hotel. Everybody will stay at the same hotel. Hey, wait a minute. I'm beginning to think there's no trivia tonight. You know what's funny? Brandon's on Twitter, but you never see him. Like, he's not like... He's on there, so he's on there because of the...
I think we got to let Jason jump on.
Yeah, jump on, Jack. Come on.
Well. You might have something to talk about.
But to Rob's point, something I was telling my wife before I headed out to Steubenville was like, I was like, all of my closest Twitter mutuals, I have absolute desire to meet and like make long-term, connections with, because like at the end of the day, I might as well just delete the app forever if I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I don't want to just talk to strangers and just like have strangers on my screen like that.
And fighting with people. Like I'm not arguing with anonymous people, you know?
And I might let myself get riled up on the timeline and post a bunch of goofy stuff. But like at the end of the day, I'm in the group chats, like trying to link up with dudes and like just rebuild Catholic culture and like rebuild.
I'm so glad you worded it that way and used the word linked up.
What's up?
Instead of hooked up. Jason, I gotta be honest, man. You were one of the highlights of the trip for me. Just like meeting you face to face, seeing how short and small and tiny you are, and just being able to hug you.
Don't forget cute.
You're like a Smurf, bro.
That sounds gay, but I'll take it.
Yo, I had so much fun with you this weekend, bro. Like,
what really surprised me about Jason was how much he knows about sushi.
Oh, I love sushi.
He's like, I love sushi too, bro. Don't be ashamed of your sushi love.
Sushi
Me and Jason would have these stupid little arguments that when he was just arguing with me for the sake of arguing.
No,
Like,
you're arguing with me. It's the other way.
No, knock it off.
See?
You got nerve. I would say something, he would be agreeing with me, but arguing with me about how he was agreeing with me. It was dude. I have such an affection for you after this weekend, Jason.
Oh, this weekend was a blast. I mean, I wish we all lived closer together because my goodness.
I just said that.
Life would. Did you? Life.
I just said. Well, no, I said I wish we all went to the same parish. Like, how awesome would that be? It's sad that we have to travel across the country to all meet up, man. Like, this would be such an amazing group of friends to have together, you know?
Eventually, we'll all be in the same gulag.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah, it is, but at the same time, just to be thankful for it. If you think about it, 15, 20 years ago, we would have never known each other. It wouldn't have mattered.
It's true.
It's because of the toxic social media that some good came out of it, you know?
Yeah, it's like this whole thing started as a goof. This whole thing, me and Jason know each other because I made a joke about letting my wife drive and her crashing into my garage. And he responded, I let my wife drive while I take naps. And I'm like, dude, that's suicide. What are you thinking? Like, that's how our friendship started. Wait,
whoever would have thought misogyny
Anthony says hi and bolts for his car, but maybe that's just because, knock it off, Don. I try to talk to you all the time. What do you mean? And usually, the only time I bolt is when my wife has some annoying thing she's dragging me to. I would hang out with Don any day of the week. He's one of the funniest people I've ever known in my life. Nobody makes me laugh more than Don does. So he's joking right now. I know he is. But next time I go to mass and my wife's not with me, Don, me and you are going out to lunch together. I'll tell you now. But it's also different when it's just one guy and when it's a group of guys, right? It's like,
yeah,
like I'm friends with Joe. I don't hang out with Joe often. We went and did something together. Like I don't meet up with Joe and go out to lunch with Joe very often. Like we talk, we text each other all the time, just like I text you guys, you know?
Because he's afraid you're going to go up somewhere and order a gyro.
Joe says gyro too.
I know.
Don, please tell me. Don, please tell me you say it like I do. Don, please back me up. In New York, we say gyro.
Joel, that's awesome. Thank you, man.
Joel, that's amazing. Very, very, very cool. Timothy, knock it off. You're not from Greece. You're an American. You wouldn't say Mexico. Say gyro. Like a real man. I think it's effeminate to say euro.
Oh, God.
I'm going to start that. Very effeminate men all say euro.
We need to get Kennedy Hall's opinion on this.
Yeah, you know what? I'd be curious to see how they say it in Canada.
Who cares? It's not even a real country.
You can't eat money, Timothy, so I don't know what you're talking about. Hope, if you say Mexico, I'm going to be really upset with you.
I roll my eyes every time she does.
My Mexican wife says Mexico.
Exactly.
But she does say euro.
Tejas.
She does say euro, but she's also a woman, so.
It's gyro?
Wait.
See, that I can
gyro.
see. Gyro.
No, if you're going to say it wrong, you might as well go all the way and say gyro.
Wait,
gyro.
why don't we just all be in the middle and say gyro?
Gyro?
Just be
Anthony,
American and say gyro.
Hey, Anthony, Rob, did y'all tell them how Anthony kissed me, and then we didn't get a good picture of it, so we had to reenact the kiss again?
Yeah. So I go to kiss Jason.
I wasn't there for this.
I go to kiss Jason, and somebody was taking a picture and they didn't take it, so I had to like go and re-kiss him on the cheek. I'm like, you guys kidding me?
Is it special the second time though?
Yeah, it was.
Wait, Rob, you put a poll up?
Was there fireworks?
The soft lips. I felt the prickly beard.
Oh,
that's what his wife hates.
Wait, what is the poll, Rob?
So the poll, as of right now, has 76% of our viewers saying euro and 24% saying gyro.
Let me tell you something. Listen, listen. consensus does not make. There's just like the whole culture right now says gay marriage is okay. I don't mind being in the minority. Truth is not dependent on consensus. Guys, my gyro people, we are in truth.
Just because you won the debate doesn't mean it was true.
So gyro straight, heroes gay. Got it.
We need to get the Catholic linguist on this.
So
I'm
actually backing Anthony up here. We're Catholics. Why are we believing in democracy right now? we need a strong leader to tell us how to properly say it.
Those leaders are called the Greeks.
I'm telling you, Anthony doesn't get a say.
Rob is our strong leader. Rob is our hero Francoist.
I am. I just want to go against the green no matter what. So I'm saying gyro no matter what. And now that I know 76% say gyro, I'm never saying it.
It just means that 24% of this chat is Italian.
Good for them.
It's just like how I never will watch The Office at this point.
I won't either, though. Me and you are brothers in that army. We're brothers in that war.
Never.
There's no reason to get in a pissing contest. Just watch the show.
After watching The Patient with Steve Carell, I don't know if I'll ever watch anything with Steve Carell again.
I don't
Not
like
even
Steve
Evan
Carell
Almighty.
in
Come on,
Anchorman,
man.
But I like him in that.
Evan Almighty was actually good. I liked Evan Almighty.
Oh,
it's a good wholesome movie to watch.
What about Little Miss Sunshine?
Look. If it's supposed to be Yido, why do you spell it with a G?
It's called a different language.
We're not in Greece.
I know.
What's ironic is the most cultured and traveled of all of our group was Mr. Redneck right here.
Right here.
Dude's been to Saudi Arabia. Jason, where have all the places you've been?
I've been to Mexico, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Poland, Germany, Kazakhstan, Australia. Trying to think of where else I've been over there. Yeah, just
I've
England,
been to St. Martin.
Several places. I've been to St.
Croix. I've been to St. Martin, Vermont. Miami.
I've never even
been to Ohio.
Steubenville.
I've been to Steubenville.
I'm such a patriot. I've never left the country.
Oh, I've been to Canada, that fake country.
I've only needed my passport twice.
So wait, if the G in Euro is soft, then why is the G in Greece not soft?
That's what I said. I said, do we call it Reese?
We said that.
They don't even call it Greece.
I said, do we call it Greece?
Greece isn't what the people call themselves. They call their country Hellas. They don't even call it
Hellas.
Greece. So it's not even a good comparison.
This conversation is depressing me now, but it's Reese.
I'm trying to think of stuff that happened.
That's where the peanut butter cups come from.
Talked about it anyway.
Jason, what are you doing with Connor this weekend?
I don't know yet. Something, I guess.
Well, you're going to the symposium, right?
Yeah. He wants to do. Well, we both want to do some podcast episode, but I'm not sure yet exactly what we'll do.
Oh, that's this weekend, the symposium?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool, man. You guys should do a pop-up show.
I should tease Connor and tell him I'm not going to be able to make it either.
Oh, you'll destroy him.
He'll kill us. No, we won't destroy him. He'll kill us. No, I'm looking forward to meeting Connor, though. I'll meet Connor. I'll meet Trevor.
He's a good man. Trevor also. Dude, honestly, Trevor, like I may do stuff for Tim Flanders and say stuff about Tim Flanders. Behind the scenes, Trevor is like setting up guests for us. Like Trevor is one of the most solid. Like, I want to hang out with Trevor so bad. He's such a freaking cool guy, man. He's like a real friend. Like, I love that guy.
Yeah, he actually, he does that a lot. Yeah, you're right. He will give you suggestions for people he think might be good for your show.
That might be good for your show. And stuff. He's just
he set up something on Friday night where several of us are gonna meet and have dinner together in Cigar Lounge and stuff like that. So it'd be kind of cool.
I'm so jealous. I'm not gonna be down there with you guys, man. I really I wish I was down there hanging with you guys.
Well, you can fly down.
I wish I could, but I think that Steubenville trip cost me about $1,200, man.
Yeah, he had to buy some a-hole a plane ticket.
No, but I also got the Airbnb, and then I spent $150 on Taco Bell. Dude, in gas alone, I think I spent $300 in gas. Right? Like, I mean,
yeah,
I spent a lot of money on gas. I don't.
One of my favorite parts of the trip. Did any of y'all talk about when you first drove up and how all the lights on the street came on?
No one talked about the neighborhood.
Wait, if nobody knows when you roll up to Steubenville, like
it's rough,
dude. Okay, so check this out. Me and Mark are driving, and the Uber driver is driving us in through part of the neighborhood. I mean, the houses are just train wrecks, and I'm sitting here thinking, this is what I get for meeting people on the internet. I'm going to die. and so we go around the corner, and there was a nice street. The houses were nice. It's just right around the corner.
Dude, wait, he told that joke before, but it's so funny. It's
and I laugh every time.
He told it already. He said it. Like, when we got there, he said that joke, and I laughed so hard. It's so funny. It's like I met some creeps on the internet. They bring me to a crack house. What is going on here?
So when
it's funny, Jason, because I had the same thought.
Yeah,
we're there.
Don says it's not safe like Kazakhstan.
We're waiting on the front porch, and Anthony and Joe drive up, and it's kind of getting dark, or it is dark, and none of the house lights are on. Well, Anthony just flying down the road stop, and he yells at us real loud, and he's even louder in person. Just FYI, freaking lights start flashing on in all the houses down the street. And I'm thinking, these people think a drive-by is about to happen.
I have to tell everybody that from my perspective. So me and Joe are rolling through, and we see abandoned, burnt-down house after abandoned, burnt-down house. Crack houses. We're seeing meth heads in the street.
There's houses that just in black marker have $16,000 written on.
Yeah, dude, it is gutter. Like, when I say gutter, this neighborhood is bad. But then you roll up onto the block where we're staying, and that block is nice. And the house we stayed in was nice. And I roll up, and it's Mark, Robbie, and Jason sitting on the porch. And I roll up, and I just yell out the window. I go, I hope one of you mother effers is strapped, bro, because somebody's going to get shot over here. And every neighbor turns their light on. Every neighbor just pops their light on because of my loud mouth. And then we pulled up, and we emptied that. And that's when I dropped my suitcase on the floor, and my laptop fell out on the street. And man.
Yeah. Anthony was in such a rush to come see us, he didn't even bother to zip up his crap.
Yeah, he really wanted that kiss.
Dude, we are doing this once a year, man. Once a year we're doing this. This was... And even this show was fun, man, just to hang out and talk to everybody. Biz, we gotta make sure we link up again, man.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I'm not that far.
No, you're close enough that maybe we could even meet halfway, me, you, and Joe, and do something, and we'll figure that out. Too bad Anthony can't be muted in real life.
Well, no, Anthony claimed we were in that IRA in a bar. I don't know if y'all have talked about that.
Yeah,
he was in a bar.
I told him there was the bartender had a Bible underneath the cash register, and I'm yelling. I'm like, if that's a King James Bible, bro, there's gonna be a problem here.
My IRA brother, and he points to freaking Mark, and Mark's like, I'm not an IRA.
I'm like I got my IRA, brother. Where the Proddies at, bro? Let's go. I thought we'd get in a fight.
And then
all right, man.
And then that, I was just gonna say real quick. And then you had that one freaking dude. I don't know if he was homeless or what, but he kept trying to put that stupid golden retriever up in that bar hole.
Yeah,
you remember that?
Weird. Yeah, that guy was a little off. And then he fell down. He fell down on the floor in front of the bar, dropped a drink. That guy was in bad shape. But dude, this was a fun weekend, a fun show. Sorry guys, no trivia tonight. Rob, I got a great new source for trivia. I'll text you later and I'll tell you. Great new source. Is it that book from No, it's so much more simple than that. I realized it.
Google?
I don't want to say it because
Google. You figured out how to Google?
No. I've done that already.
Okay.
But I'll text you. It's such a simple idea. So the next trivia episode is going to be new, and we might be getting one of the canceled priests on an episode.
The leader, the founder.
Yeah, Father Lavelle or Lavel. Father Lavel or Lavelle, one of the two. So we
Doesn't
will.
matter. You'll just say the wrong one anyways.
Whatever he says, I'm going to say the opposite. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, are you sure, Father? Because
nah, Father. Maybe you don't understand. It's Chrysostom. He got fundamentals of Catholic dogma. No, it's even more simple than that.
Baltimore Catechism and question
I
answer
have that
format
behind me. I'm not gonna. I got that. No, that I'll tell
He's
you.
gonna bust out the Spirago with the Father Ripperger forward.
Guys, we're having Father Euro on. We'll just call him Father Euro.
Are you sure you don't mean gyro?
Just say Father Gyro. Welcome to the show. All right, dude, we got to wrap this thing up because I have to go pick my daughters up from dance. But I love all of you guys, man. I had so much fun with you guys. I hope we do make this a regular thing because you guys are awesome to hang with. And I know I'm hard to deal with.
Brick, you're welcome as part of this group anytime, dude.
Brick, you can come on the trivia show anytime. You could do you too, Biz. Like, I mean, anybody that's willing to drive out and meet us in person, you guys are family now. So,
and then
that sucks.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm a quiet person.
Yeah, but listen, you got to clean those water bottles up, bro.
I will.
You can't be coming on my show with all those water bottles. Right?
This is my storage room. I don't spend a lot of time in here, anyways.
What do you think this is? A flop house? What's going on here, bro? I'm just kidding. Yeah, Brick, anytime you want to come on, man, just let me know. All right, man, let's wrap this up. Guys, I had so much fun. Anybody got anything to promote? Jason, you got to promote anything? You're muted.
No, I was going to let him go.
No, I was just gonna say I don't have anything immediate. I mean, I'm gonna be at the Blessed Carl Symposium this weekend. I'm gonna try to hook up with Connor, and I know he's got some people lined up, so I may try to jump in on that and whatnot. So that's all I got right now.
All right. Rob and I have trivia next Wednesday, and I think there's only like 2 or 3 episodes of trivia left, and then we're gonna take a little break from Thanksgiving until Epiphany. So, and then we're just gonna do regular stuff like this in the break. So it's not like we're not doing anything, but we're going to take a little break from trivia in case you guys weren't around for last episode when we announced it. We're going to do a slight little reprieve from trivia and just, we'll just get on and talk and hang with you guys. So we always have more fun talking anyway, I think. I mean, I know everybody likes trivia, but I mean, this
when we do trivia, you're looking for questions. I'm keeping score.
Yeah,
I feel distracted.
Like this is like, I just want to go off, man. I want my wife to yell at me for being loud. Like I'm about to go upstairs and have an argument about how loud I am. So
Tim, don't ever volunteer because Anthony will take you up on that.
Yeah, new questions. I do have a new source for questions. I promise you, next episode will be questions nobody has ever heard, and they will be interesting, and they will be things that you guys will be challenged by. But should know.
Will the answers be correct?
The answers will 100% be correct. There are no question these answers will be correct. The source I'm going to use.
You ought to do a heresy episode where we ask nothing, or y'all ask nothing but Protestant questions.
I've done that, and everybody got mad at me when I asked 1 or 2. I'll tell you what. I'll give you a hint about what they are. The next episode is going to be on liturgical definitions.
Oof.
Dance?
It's going to be a rough one. Liturgical definitions.
It's going to be a long night.
Well, anybody that wants to study, it's in the back of the missile. So
is that your source? The missile?
The missile. So if they're wrong, if that missile's wrong,
kind of thing.
Which missile do you use? Father Lassance?
Father Lassance. Okay. Back of the Father Lassance missile, you got liturgical definitions.
And just so everyone knows, the Father Lassance missile is old enough to where you can get PDF copies of it for free online.
Yeah. So just look up Father Lassance missile liturgical glossary, basically.
I think Margot already won that one.
I see Luminous Mother. She should know by now that getting right answers doesn't mean you're going to lose.
What?
Or getting it wrong. Missile is wrong. It's very rigid.
Yeah,
Margot.
Just making funny.
Using a missile.
We'll see, Margot. Oh, look, Connor popped in for the last 3 seconds of the show. What a friend he is.
He's gonna steal some content from you.
Jason.
Well, you know what? All fair love and war. You didn't say him.
This is the funniest thing. Rob, no. That's such an inside joke. Guys, I'm sorry. This is such an inside joke between me, Rob, and Jason. Holy cow. All right, take us. Yes, Connor is definitely the best. We adore Connor. Connor, we can't wait to see your shows from the symposium next weekend. All right, Rob, take us out, brother.
Okay.
Yeah. Unite the clans. Enoch. Let's go. Yo. Take me back to my reversion. Unite the clans. I give thanks to each person. It's that same holy water that we immerse in. It's that same tradition that we stand and divided they win. They ignited in their plans and divided.
What were you saying? Reenact that whole thing.
Ryan Grant, Rick, Verity, Flanders, Eric Sammons. Shout out to my boy, John Arrington. Avoid Babylon. I got love for Anthony and Rob. Speak on. If you tried, you're persecuted the same for the weak heart. Our rules go way back before the Genesis, the Greek art, sweetheart. Yeah, this a mass of the ages. Shout out to Bishop Athanasius, Father Dave Nix. Red pill, we out the matrix. Haters, yo. I got love for the basic cat.